Howdy there, ladies and gentlemen, this is White Lightning. Welcome back to Space Engineers. It's great to be with you this afternoon. It is afternoon for me, and I am pulling in here to Minnow Base with the miner. I stopped off at the moon and now have a full load, or full-ish load, of mostly stone, but some gold as well, because we need to start getting some gold. That's the one resource that I don't really have much of, or haven't had hardly any of, that we really need to continue to get going here on our base building and everything else we're wanting to do. So got mostly a full load of gold from the moon there, some of those deposits there on the moon. I do appreciate everybody who has been watching the series so far. I appreciate your watching. If you're enjoying the video, make sure to give it a like and comment. Let me know what you think. I'm always happy to hear any suggestions and anything that you all have. Also, just if you just want to say hi, I'm always happy to hear about that. Hope everybody's doing okay too. Alright, looks like our build and repair system is doing work, getting those windows and such welded up. I think today what we're going to work on is getting a farm going. I'm kind of sick of, if we look at my inventory, pretty much all I can make right now is this artificial food, this synthetic food, and I'm kind of sick of making that. So I'm ready to put the organics that I've been outputting, is a kind of word to say it, or kind of way to put it. Organics I've been outputting, and start getting some resources in place where I can start turning those organics into other food that's better and will fill up my food bar more. So I'm going to come in here to the jump drives and turn them both on to recharge on. There we go. For some reason it wasn't letting me recharge. Some people suggested that I recharge or try to recharge the jump drives when I was connected to that trading station that we were at last time. For some reason it wasn't letting me do that. I don't know why, but it should recharge us just fine there on the on Minnow Base. Okay, so things are going well. We've got the miner, we've got some defenses. Might not be the worst thing in the world at some point either, but for now we'll probably be okay. Let's come in and check out what our what's going on with our refineries. I'll just go ahead and drop like this, drop like a rock. We've got some space mail bars still. Okay, I keep forgetting about that. And then we've got some seeds and stuff. A couple of people were saying, and I've been seeing it as well, that the food mod that I'm using, the daily needs food mod, doesn't appear to be spawning, or well, the game in general just doesn't appear to be spawning those cargo drop pods anymore. Don't know why. Some people were saying it could be a conflict issue with some mods or something like that, which I believe. I figure if, you know, I've got the mod loaded in, if I need to spawn myself some more food items, I can just cheat myself some of those, and I don't feel too bad about doing that. Not if I'm in a survival situation, but if I want to plant some potatoes and was out of potato seeds or something, you know, something like that. Wasn't able to get those potato seeds from the normal cargo drop pods that the mod normally has. I wouldn't feel bad about just spawning that. So if that's happening to you, I would say don't hesitate to don't hesitate to quote-unquote cheat yourself some materials there. Okay, so we've got silicon being refined, which is great. What's being assembled here? Oh, still all these gosh dang yeah, all of these pieces of bulletproof glass, which we need to get these windows actually completed. That's okay, that's not the highest priority right now. I'm thinking, well, let's see. So I really like, and some people were pointing this out too, that you should use the yield modules, because that just gives you more ore per, or more ingot per ore, and yield modules are really the most efficient way to go, especially since I don't want to spend all of my time mining while I'm out here. And these only take 20 superconductors per yield module. So I'm thinking I'm going to make probably 80 superconductors to start off with, so that I can get a second refinery going and have 2 yield modules and 2 speed modules on each of those refineries. Still want the speed modules for now, till we can afford more refineries, more power and stuff like that. But I'm thinking the 80 superconductors would be an appropriate thing. So let's use this lovely, lovely search bar. And there we go, 80 superconductors. Let's come in here to our refineries as well and readjust things here. I definitely don't care so much about nickel right now. We've got oodles of nickel for right now. Let's just have the basic refinery work on the silicon and get silicon out of the large refinery, and have you start working on gold, my friend. Maybe? Yes? No? Why is this not working? Oh, that's the basic. Whoops, yeah, I did that backwards. Yeah, never mind. Here we go. Yeah, you start working on the gold there, and basic refinery. Again, don't care as much about the cobalt. Let's just have you focus on silicon. Bingo. Yeah, this will all be easier too. This kind of refinery and inventory management stuff. Well, for one thing, it'd be easier if I had like a Izzy's inventory script, which I still have not installed. I haven't really messed with it, but I'm hoping to start using it and experimenting with it later. Let's see. And any more gold ore that we can throw into the big refinery here? Yes, there's plenty. I just want you to chew through all of the gold ASAP. There we go, and that should work. Probably won't give us a ton of gold, but hopefully it'll be enough to get at least some of these superconductors done. Oh yeah, I only need 124 ingots for that. I should be able to get that out of the 6,000 or whatever gold ore we brought back. Okay, so while that's working on it, might as well come here and get rid of a couple of the speed modules and put in the yield modules. And then, like I say, probably right next to it we'll put in a second refinery. And I know I still need to work on getting this dome closed in. I'll probably do that off camera. I just haven't had time to do anything off camera this week, guys. It's been crazy. And that's why there's been a couple days break between this video and the last video. Normally I would have tried to post a video earlier this weekend, but again, just like things have been busy, so we've been constrained there. But yeah, okay, yeah, I'll worry about closing this up later. For today, like I say, I think it would be nice to start working on a room or an area or something that we can start getting some better food generation going, which I was thinking. And let's see, yeah, so this is still not closed in. That's great. Let's come down to our cargo container down here. A little bit of lag there. Whoops. I don't have a cargo container down here. I should get one. For now we can just pull from the nuclear reactor. Let's grab our steel plates. I'm gonna need, you know, some of those, and a few construction components is fine, and then some interior plates to round things off. And let's just get going with how this greenhouse area is actually going to work up these really slow ladders. I don't know, a lot of people have been throwing shade at the vanilla ladders for going so slow. Like they're like not usable because they're so slow. I still think they're kind of fun, and they look good. The models just look great on those new deco blocks. Okay, zooming over here, this is where I want to put something of a greenhouse spot. So how does this relate? I'm just going to go ahead and punch a hole through the roof of our little lobby holding area type thing, and immediately lose those components because I forgot my inventory was full. Whoops. So these silver blocks are one level up, right? Come on, squeeze out here. Can I make it? I made it, yes. So those silver blocks are not quite floor level, so I wouldn't be opposed to just punching a little tunnel out and making that into a room or a building right there in that hole. So I can punch a tunnel out there through the right about here-ish. I don't know, would here be appropriate? Probably. Let's go ahead and grab the pink, and except I'm not going to be able to paint that because there's an air vent in the way. Oh, that's right, I'm going to have to go right here because that air vent is its own thing. I could use, and you know what, this is what we're going to do actually. I'm just going to paint that pink as well and get rid of that air vent, and then I'm going to use the Conveyor air vent, which is super nice. This is a mod. The Conveyor air vent has a built-in air vent on the conveyor. Makes sense, right? Why is the pink not being painted? I have another build and repair system down there, right? Yeah, bars on the base. Let's tell you to actually, yeah, grind before weld. I need grind before weld. There we go. Yeah, so we got two build and repair systems on the base now. And I do also appreciate you guys who sounded off with your opinion on whether or not spamming build and repair systems was appropriate, or whether you thought it was a good idea for the series. It kind of echoed my thinking that you guys are here to see me not do a ton of grindy inventory management, especially with my time limitations and so forth these days. It makes maybe a little more sense to speed up those grindier aspects of the game. In fact, I may go into the world settings and change things so that I have so that I have faster like refinery speed and stuff like that, just to again kind of eliminate some of those less essential grindy game functions, so that I have more time to put out more content, because that is allegedly what y'all want. Let's go ahead and just drill a hole through here, and that takes us out all nice and lovely like into this little crater area. That's perfect. That's just what I want to have happen there. Okay, so we've got this. Now we need, I'm thinking an airlock here. Let's check out what our door options are. We could just do the sliding glass door. I don't know, these like sliding doors and stuff are nice. In fact, I might take you out Yeah, let's do that. I just to make it a little easier to get up and down that ladder and so forth. I'm just going to go ahead and paint that pink. And I still need to do painting and cosmetic work around here, but let's use just the sliding door for this greenhouse area. And part of the reason I'm tempted to use airlocks more is because the airlocks obviously seal things, and so if we have a breach in one area of the base, we can still have the rest of the area pressurized and be able to go in and out the doors. But it's just kind of annoying to walk through the airlocks, so let's go with something like this for right now. Just the regular sliding door. Okay, and then we'll come out into this area, and I guess this would also be a good time to start assessing what our food options actually are. Okay, so we have the food protein resequencer, which is basically what we've been using so far. All that does, it says here in the description, it assembles meals from raw vegetables and meat protein. This is the basic starter block and should be placed first. What mod are you part of? Consumables? Yep, no, that's not what it is. Daily needs survival. There we go. Okay, so this is where we're going to find everything. Daily needs LCD panel. That's cool. Let's see what that's about. Emergency rations dispenser is a low build cost unit that produces emergency food and water from gravel and ice. Commonly found in escape pods of all types. Eating this food is only a bare survival scenario, as they are barely enough to sustain you unless your level don't go past 50%. Okay, yeah, that's emergency ration. So let's see what that looks like. We got the food resequencer. We want open cage hydroponics farm. Basic tier hydroponic food grower. Less materials to build, but not as fast or efficient as the enclosed system. Refines water, plant nutrients, and gravel to produce raw vegetables. Oh, that's cool. Okay, so let's drop that down. And enclosed hydroponics, advanced tier hydroponic grower with faster growth times and materials use. Refines water, plant nutrients, and gravel to produce raw vegetables. Let's drop you. Water recycling system. Purifies ice into drinking water or recycles wastewater. Gravel and trace organics are a byproduct of this process. And then we have a soil tray for crop growing. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, awesome. So with the soil tray crop grower, I think it makes a lot of sense for this to be kind of like the main thing. Okay, and we've got conveyor bits down there. I think it makes sense for this to be like, I'm thinking have a long room where we have like 2 rows of these soil trays running all the way down. Makes sense, right? And then back on the walls we have the other equipment that does like the food growing and the water refining and all sorts of stuff like that. I think that makes sense. So let's go ahead and start taking this down. And do we want to go with the light armor blocks here? I suppose so. We can have it be a little bit more of an industrial feel as opposed to the interior blocks that I like to use for a lot of these applications like this. And I'm wondering if this should be a little bit of a passageway through here too, to get us out to this point where like sun can get in the windows and stuff like that. That might be kind of cool. Let's go ahead and place down another sliding door, not too far down, but about yay far down. And then we can make it into, like I say, a little bit of a passageway or something that you get into before you actually get into the food growing area itself. Okay, so that will be good. Now let's start placing down these light armor blocks like so, and start building out our actual food chamber. Okay, so this is probably where we're going to start to want to start placing our conveyor junctions that the crop trays will sit on. Something like that, and have the light armor block there. And then we'll come grab these soil trays. And yeah, okay, this is gonna be so good, I think. Yeah, crop grower, 1 by 1. Place one here, and one here. Again, I want multiple of these so we can grow multiple crops at the same time. Don't actually know how these work, but we'll find out soon, won't we? Go ahead and turn on my headlamps because otherwise it's getting pretty dark around here. The sun is going down, so our solar panels will stop soaking up that sun at some point. And they are orange. Inexplicably. Nope. Cannot withdraw 20 steel plates. Suit energy is low. Okay, yeah, that's so weird why they're orange. I definitely want them to be like a white color or something like that. I think that would look kind of cool. And look at that, we've got little plants inside them. They're closed in, they're boxed in, so it doesn't matter that they're exposed to vacuum or anything. And we can just, okay, and we can just access the inventory by walking down the side. That's super nice, I like that. Let's run in and find, where can I recharge, actually? Need to put a recharge station in there. Again, hoping at some point, very soon, we'll have a medical bay or something. Over in that area of the base there, on the tower type structure that we'll end up building. But that will happen in the future. Go ahead and charge up here. And there we go. Good enough. Oh, somebody else pointed out that the advanced tools, like the advanced welder, the elite welder, elite grinder, while it is more efficient, it does end up using more suit energy, which is something that I either hadn't realized or wasn't aware of or something. So something that I will start keeping in mind a little more is when I'm trying to conserve energy, maybe the elite tools are not exactly the way to go. We also need to make sure this stuff is all conveyored together. So I'm just going to put those conveyor tubes underneath the rock here, and I'm going to keep going until we punch into, at some point I should be able to find like that conveyor vent and stuff like that, the other stuff we've placed. At some point, I say. I don't actually know when that point will be. Come on, keep going, buddy. Nope, nothing there. Whatever, I'll worry about that in a minute. Now I've got a tunnel under here, but again, that's where our conveyor tubes will go. Okay, so we've got that. I'm also thinking that it would be kind of cool. Let's grab our planters. And because this is our little greenhouse area and crop area, I'm going to put some planters down just to be, I don't know, just for some decoration or something. Okay, so something like that with our first two crop growers. I actually don't know how many crop growers is going to make sense to place, but for now I think let's just start with 4 of them. Again, kind of in the centers of the room here. Soil tray crop grower, paint you white again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got the 4 here in the room. Now we need to place a water recycler, or 2 water recyclers maybe, if we can afford it, or if we think that's something we need. Let's see about this. How are you piped up, water recycler? Trouble seeing that. Looks like you've got bits on the front and bits on the back. In fact, this water recycler doesn't even have to be in the crop growing area. We could make a separate... Oh, that's so weird how they default into orange. That is strange. I've never seen a block in Space Engineers do that. Yeah, something like that. So we could have a little greenhouse area, and then we could have... It's just me thinking here. We could have like an equipment area underneath? Maybe? Or off to the side? I don't know. That the idea just barely came to me, but we're kind of already filling up this space on the asteroid here. I don't know, unless we wanted to build out that way or something. That's not the worst idea. Sorry guys, again, I'm making this up as I go along, right? And so just figuring out how things are going to be drawn out in a way that looks kind of good-ish. Oops. Turn you down. And there we go, we got a steel plate there. Okay, so this is going to be greenhouse area. We can walk around in here and then go through this door, maybe go through a door over here, and we have an equipment area that kind of wraps around with like the actual food dispensers and the water processing and things like that. That could make some sense. I'm wondering though if maybe it doesn't actually make also some sense to get the... Oh crap, the tunnel I dug is gone now. To get the things conveyed up sooner rather than later so that we can actually demo the crop growing and see how that goes. We should be on the right level. Just keep punching through here, and there we go. Like a ghost phantom driller somewhere around here. I knew we'd run into the conveyor system eventually. Go ahead and paint this guy pink. Put it in an actual conveyor junction. Wait for build and repair to do his thing. Yeah, there we go. Conveying things up is like the hardest part, one of the hardest parts of designing things in Space Engineers. And it's not like really that hard, but it's hard when you have to convey things up. Plus, I'm actually going to put junctions there, never mind. it's hard when you have to convey things up, plus worry about making things look good, because then you have to worry about, like, how am I going to convey things efficiently, plus hide all the conveyors, or have them, you know, be exposed when it's aesthetically pleasing to do so, and things like that. Why aren't you welding up? Ah, that thing, bulletproof glass issue again. Let's just go down there and manually check. I'm probably out of something. Maybe not. I just want to make sure that these conveyor tubes get, or this conveyor system gets welded all the way up, so that we can test out the crop trays for the first time. Kind of what I'm most interested in. Like, what are we out of preventing this from getting done? Maybe nothing. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we're good there. Okay, perfect. Let's run up here then, and come to this one, soil tray crop grower. Any item accepted by the soil tray crop grower. Organics, I assume. Yes. Wastewater. No. Okay, makes sense. Now let's look for, like, seeds or something. I have here 4 potato seeds. Let's just drop 1. See what happens there. Nothing so far. Production. Soil tray crop grower. Oh, I'm going to have 4 of them. Okay, yeah, so 4 is probably plenty. In fact, 1 is probably plenty. I'm just thinking for, I don't know, a little bit of role-playing, maybe having a few more hydroponics bays, or, you know, crop trays or something like that makes a little more sense. Okay, so we poke this. Come to production. This is nice that it'll tell us exactly what we need. Okay, so to make potatoes, we need fertilizer, and we need seed potatoes, which I have seeds. Yes, I do have those. That's what's plugged in. Fertilizer is required. Oh, okay. Okay, so there's artificial fertilizer, which takes carbon, and I've never found any carbon in the game. Actually, I did once when I was testing a world once, but carbon is a resource that's been modded in. It might only be on planets? I can't remember. I did see it on Titan when I was testing this game. Carbon, phosphorus, and potassium, plus a drinking water packet and gravel to make artificial fertilizer. However, we also have organic fertilizer. How much do we need? 3. Okay, so if we poke that 3 times and go back to inventory, that's pulled in gravel and drinking water packet and what all. Okay, and then if I put that back in the input slot, I'm thinking we might go down to just 2 crop trays, because I forgot we have hydroponic space that we need to fit in here as well. So we may just go to the 2 crop trays for crop growers, and then a couple of hydroponic systems down there too. Okay, and that fertilizer is done. So we drop that in, plus the seed potatoes. And we just want potatoes, although that takes a ton of drinking water. Holy smokes. Oh, and it says it wants 3 seed potatoes to make one of those? Okay, see, that's when I might cheat myself a few cucumber seeds just so I can get started, and tomato seeds and stuff like that. Because I might have 3 seed potatoes, but I definitely don't have 3 cucumbers. Okay, so you want 3 seed potatoes. Let's come back here. Potatoes. Mash them, boil them, put them in a stew. Let's make one of you, and then you need 60 drinking water packets, which I only have 43 kicking around. Let's come to our food protein resequencer and queue up another like 200 drinking waters. Although this is probably going to be a really inefficient way to do it. Yeah, we'll just get rid of you. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to make food until I go get more ice, because I'm almost totally out of ice. I'm almost totally out of oxygen in my suit as well, so let's go take a puff of that. Can hop in the miner cockpit. There we go. We've got some energy too. Okay, so let's get rid of those 2 crop trays, because really I'm only going to need 1, but 2 feels right for symmetry and what all. Why can't I not paint you pink? That's concerning. I cannot withdraw. I'm not trying to withdraw, I'm just trying to paint. Can I paint anything? Nope, it's not letting me paint anymore. That is weird, guys. Yeah, let's just grind it down, and I don't really have to worry about losing materials because build and repair will just pick it up. That'll be fine. Okay. Just do not have time. Okay, and so we have an open hydroponics, which looks beautiful. That's gorgeous. We could put that down like this or something like that. Although it does need to be conveyed up, but we have options there. We can make that happen. So we have open cage hydroponics. We also have enclosed hydroponics, which according to the tooltip, this has faster growth times and materials use. Refines water, plant nutrients, and gravel to produce raw vegetables. And you do have a conveyor bit on the bottom. Okay, as much as the open looks good, I think these enclosed are going to be more efficient, so we're going to want to go with those. And I am out of motors, and bulletproof glass, and small steel tubes. Perfect. Let's get back to our assembler and see how you're doing. Stalled out, missing some of these, also missing silicon wafers. Let's queue up another couple hundred motors, because I believe I am indeed out of those. Drag you to the top there. Small steel tubes. Another couple hundred of those. Seems like I'm always running out. There we go. I could probably just tear one of these down for now. Steal its bits. Maybe not. It is kind of a mistake, I'm realizing, to put two of those down at the same time. Two of anything, really, while I'm kind of resource poor right now. It's a little bit difficult. And yeah, you are just a few superconductors short of finishing, because I'm sure we are out of gold. Let's check here. Yeah, we just have a little bit of gold ore, or gold ingots, but we're totally out of gold ore. Gold poor, gold ore. Yep, too bad. Okay, well, we're kind of hit a dead end until I can refine some more materials and get some more stuff built. Let's go ahead and pop down real quick. Those are our enclosed hydroponics, so this can be where we like grow things. Like I say, we need some place to actually dispense the food, which could be a kitchen area that's not even here. And then I'm thinking it would be nice to have a little bit of an equipment room for the things like the water recyclers. Put a couple of those down, and maybe a couple of tanks and cargo pods for ice and things like that. So that's what I'm going to do real quick here before we call it a day with this episode. What are you out of? Yeah, small steel tubes again. Okay, that's a bit of a pain. Well, I can probably paint you pink. No, I can't! Ah, that's right, because for some reason my pink isn't working. I'll have to restart in between this episode and the next episode, guys. Just grind that down for now, I guess. And we want to come over here-ish. And where would we want that kind of a room to be? Let's grab these armor blocks. I'm thinking something right about here, again, just kind of off to the side. Let's grab our door, not the glass door, but our normal sliding door. Place you down like that. Yeah, I think this will be good. And then place some floor down. Suit energy is low, I know. We'll get there. It's okay. That's nice when you have the shields on. Did you guys see how I just hit that partially welded block, or that truss block with my drill, and it turned blue instead of immediately like breaking? That's nice. That's a nice feature. Normally when you hit one of those blocks that's not totally welded with your drill, just totally destroys it and leaves some scrap metal that you or build and repair system has to come pick up. Okay, and then we'll have a little bit of a corridor here with, like I say, a conveyor system, and we'll place down at least one water recycler, potentially two. Let's go 2 water recyclers. and then we can like turn a corner or something like that and put down, I'm thinking for this, I have like these little tanks, these small tanks, these small oxygen and small hydrogen tanks. I'm thinking we can put some of that in here too, and it makes sense, I think, for the room that has the water recycling to also have some of the oxygen and hydrogen storage, and maybe even oxygen and hydrogen generation. That could be what wraps around here too. But yeah, something like that. But yeah, this is the basic layout for the greenhouse area, guys. I will finish sketching this out in between episodes, and when I come back, we will either continue working, or one thing that needs to be done, I think, is after mining just that little bit of gold, rather than hopping back and forth between the moon and the gold all the time, I'm thinking of maybe setting up a little refining outpost on the moon. Just a single refinery and enough power to run it, and then I can just feed a bunch of gold ore in there, then come back with a cargo ship and take the completed gold, the refined gold, back to base here for use in production. So that might be something we set up in the near-ish future. We'll have to see what happens there. But thanks so much for watching. Let me know what you think, and have a fantastic day.